G'day guys, Mark here, and I'd like to do a YouTube video and just do a few comparisons on a few of the pinpointers that are out there. We all use them when we're out there on the hunt. They are very handy, but a lot of YouTube videos I see is more about selling the product rather than worrying about what people can afford to spend their time to buy the best. Well, let's just have a look. We've got three to compare here today. We got the Garrett. Now this is a very popular model. It's up there on the price. I believe when Dave brought this, it was up around the $200 mark. Now I see him around the $130 online, which is a good buy. Really stable, hardy, heavy duty. One function on the button here does all. It's got a light and it's got 3 sensitivity settings. Waterproof, I believe, up to 3 meters. These here, I see them on all the videos. Very, very popular unit. Myself, I've just upgraded and got myself the new Profind 35. Now, I was using this old thing from Jcar. This is pretty much a no-name brand, about $60 worth, okay? So, the Profind 35, $180. I picked that up from Anaconda. They were on special, so I quickly grabbed one while they're on special. Great bit of gear. This one here, we'll go through the tests in a minute, is your no-name brand. They all run your 9-volt batteries. I run the Energizer rechargeables. Good quality. That way you're punching down, you're trying to get the maximum you can at all times. I'll just show you something on this. With the cheap one, it pulls out and it's actually got a wire clip. Anything with clips and wires can usually have a little drama. Where the Garrett and the Profind 35 have a drop-in style, which I find it's been really good. Just sits in, screw your cap in, make sure it's down nice and all the way, that way you get a good connection on your terminals and you're ready to go. So with that I've got a few targets for us to go over on a bit of a sheet. I've got some gold nugget, just a little 1 grammer, and a whole range of pre-decimals and current currency. So we'll just mark them out on the sheet. I want to try and keep this as honest as possible, guys, because me personally, I don't believe you have to spend the big money to get the results. I started off with a GoFind 20 and this cheap pinpointer, and honestly it found me a couple of $1,000s easy before I even decided to upgrade to the Profind 35. So it was just mainly the noise function on these and the sensitivity settings, where this, it's running flat out all the time. There's only a vibration and a little red light, which I'll show you later, that tells you what it is, and the power function's pretty much full on all the time. Rightio, I'll just set you up on the mount and we'll see how we go. Rightio, I think you can see that there now. Now I have had a couple of tests at this before and marked a couple of spots. This isn't the first time I tried to run this video. I see what people try to do, and it's not always easy to get one going well. So let's move my targets aside. I'll start off with the Profind 35. It's got 3 buttons: your power button, your on button, your sensitivity buttons plus and minus. Now I do like this. It's just ease of use. When you're quickly in the hole, you just down the sensitivity or up it, whichever way you want to go, very quickly without rotating through too much. To turn it to quiet, it's just a matter of turning it on with the minus button down, and to turn it back on, turn the sound back on, you just press it with the plus sign on. when you're turning it on. Very good unit. They all come with a light. These days I find the light turns on whenever you like it or not, on the Profind 35 and the Garrett. It would be good to stay off during the daytime. If you could turn them off, would be a good function, I believe, because it chews up battery power and we want to get the most out of our time. We do carry a couple of batteries. Rightio, turn this on, make sure it's on full. That's solid. When you go down, the Profind 35 has 5 settings. When it runs a solid tone, that means it's at its fullest or its least. So we'll set that up on the one. We've got a threepence to start us off. I'll just grab a Jcar pen. Rightio. On the threepence with the Profind 35. So the threepence is right there. Right, so we'll set that to the side here. Then we'll go up to a sixpence. Slightly larger coin. So, as us detectorists know, the size of the coin, the target, will actually depend on how deep the target your machine will pick it up. A lot of people ask, how deep do they go? Well, it depends on the target. So this is a shilling, a ram's head shilling. So that's just, as we see, it's just slightly more than a sixpence. And go up to a florin. Again, that's jumping up slightly bigger because it's a larger target. We'll go to a half penny just for interest. So again, around that again. And a full penny. So about the 8 again. So what I'll do, I'll just get this piece of gold out and we'll give it a go on that. Now this is probably about up to a 1 gram. It's probably just on a gram. I won't bother weighing it, but so that's just in the middle of the 2, which ain't bad. Like when you're looking for little gold, that's good. What else we got here? There's a big chunky target, like a keychain sort of thing. It's a bit more substantial than a coin, so it's picking it up back here somewhere, which is fair enough. We won't bother putting that down there. Rightio. So I'll put that one aside, turn off just by pressing that button again. If you actually leave these turned on in the paddock and you sort of walk away from it and you lose it, they'll actually have an alarm that goes off after a certain amount of time of sitting there, which is a really good function. I believe both of them have that function. Rightio, the Garrett carrot, let's have a look at it. We'll turn him on. We'll make sure, we'll scroll through. So to scroll through, you've got to hold the button in. Right, now it's on search mode. That's high power. Now it's on what we class as stealth mode. That's the second one. That's full power on stealth. Back on this noise. Rightio. Wait for it to set. Rightio. We're ready to go. So we'll make sure that's set up right on the one. Rightio. We'll start with the thrippy. So that's pretty good. That's just above the 7. So it's really good. That's nearly over a centimetre more than what the MineLab was. The MineLab Profind 35. So that's a really good result for the Garrett carrot. Let's see what we got with the sixpence. So just above it. A shilling. So very, very close to that other one. I notice these are very close together where the MineLab's a bit more spread out. Again, just a little bit higher, but at the same point, at its deepest depth, they're both pretty accurate on the same coin. And I expect these other ones to be pretty much the same. It's just getting it a bit higher on the penny. A bit deeper. A half penny. About the same as the florid. Alright, I'll get the piece of gold out and I'll give the gold a go. So that there is picking up that gold there, which that's surprising because that's telling me that the MineLab's 34 is more sensitive to the more finer objects closer to the up close, where the Garrett needs to be a bit more on top of them. The Garrett does have 3 power settings. We are on the most powerful. The MineLab 35 has 5 settings and we were on the most powerful there. And we are both using the same batteries, fully recharged Energizer 9 volts. So that, you know, we're trying to do it as equal as possible, guys. Again, lights on, no matter what. For you guys that like to have a detector around at daytime, not a bad idea to be able to turn it off. We were concerned about this rubber button on the carrot. It's looks like it just has the potential to wear. I know it's probably only a couple of dollar replacement from Garrett, which they'll gladly look after as they're a well-known company. Little measure on the side, which Profind doesn't have. Good for guiding value that it got that deep. You know, we have dug targets that deep. So there you go, guys. I'm going to bring in this other cheaper detector. I'm just going to take the battery out of this and put it into that to make sure I've got a good solid charged battery. I'm just replacing the battery out of that into there, so that just sits in there. The other two are waterproof. This one here, I wouldn't trust it to stick it under water. It's water resistant but not waterproof, but I do like it. So 1 power button, turn him on and she's on. Green light indicates it's on, red light indicates that you're close to a target. Thing I like about this one, it's got a light that you can turn on and off. Look at that. It's on full power all the time. What I have noticed is if you do have trouble with them, like it's detecting all around the hole and not giving you a clean signal, if you turn it off and put it in the hole, in the center of the hole, not touching anything, and turn it back on, it sort of balances itself out and it will give you a closer indication. I have used this pinpointer for a couple of years. I upgraded only recently to the Profind 35. This thing has found me thousands. It's like a backup now, but when David keeps stirring me up with his one going beep beep when he's right on top of the target and they do the solid beep, it's a very good function in turning the sensitivity up and down. So we'll set him on the mark Making sure you can see the screen. Find the coins here. Alright, the threepence. Watch for the red light, guys. So it's getting it around there, which is very close to the threepence, which is very surprising. Okay, so sixpence. As again you see, bigger target, pick it up a bit further away. It's a bit the same. Florin. So that's very close to them as well. That just goes to show that this machine will punch sort of as deep, not quite as deep, but you don't expect that because it's only a $60 gadget compared to the other ones, which can easily, you know, cost you $150 plus. So value for money, this one here I picked up at your local Jcar store, cost me $59.95. Definitely has been a very durable, good little thing. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'll just show you, if you have watched any of my other videos, I have found gold with this. So there you go. That's the little nugget. So, you know, that's a half a centimetre away from a, you know, a gram nugget. So, you know, when I've been out on the patch, I've used it to find bigger nuggets. You can have a look at the videos, and it's worked just fine on handles the mineralised ground pretty well. So when I line all three of them up, guys, we got rightio. We got your U-Butte Profind 35. 3 buttons. This is mine. I love it. I love the colour. If I leave it in the paddock, I'm sure I'll be able to find it. It's got good sound. Seems very hardy. You know, like it's not going to fall to bits if you drop it. I have heard some bad reports about them. Mate, mine runs like a dream. I'm sure Mine Lab will look after me even if it did start to play up. They're a very well-known company. Now the Garrett carrot. Now Dave uses this. He loves it. The only concerns were this. The button. Again, very hardy. You know, can't see it falling to bits and ages. I can't see how people lose it. But I've got nothing bad to say about it other than that. It's got good sound. Punches, you know, just as deep as we see there. We've done the test and they look very, very close to me. So for money wise, you know, and technology wise, they seem to be doing the same thing. So I know a lot of people prefer their own brands and what they run. Like I've had the Mine Lab GoFund. I am a Mine Lab person. I do like Mine Lab, and that's why I brought that. But guys, I'm only upgrading because of this. I've owned this for quite a while, and with all my finds, I thought, bugger it. Why not shout yourself a present? And I got myself a 705 and a new pinpointer a little bit later. And I brought them both with money I found with this and the GoFind 20. So you do not need to spend vast amounts of money to get into it and to do it. So these here, great machines, definitely do the job. But this here will find it just as well. I can't split them, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just doing a review and showing you some results. out of the three. It's hard to say which one I'd go for. I'm a Mine Lab bloke, so I'm going to go with that one. Dave is a Mine Lab bloke as well, but he bought that because it has such a great reputation. I'm not a rich man, so before I started, I brought that. And like I said, buy what you can afford, guys. Dig until you can't afford anymore, until you can afford something a bit more decent, and then go out and buy whatever you like. You know, like myself, there's other pinpointers out there. You can see a couple of your local shops. I'm sure there's different brands out there. I'm sure if you're spending the money, I'm sure they're going to punch pretty much to the same depth. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a video. I'm going to leave you now. Sorry I can't split them, but it's just a review, and I think they're both great machines, and I think the other El Cheapo is a great one as well. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye.